Hi students, in our previous videos we had started the chapter called Chemical Reactions and Equations of the grade 10 standard, that is chapter number 1. There we had discussed many things, that is how to define a chemical equation and how to write the definition for the chemical reaction also. And there we had discussed what is meant by a combination reaction. There we had learned that when two or more reactants combine together during a chemical reaction to form a single product, those reactions were called chemical combination reactions. That's what we have completed in our previous video. And in this one, we are going into the next second type of chemical equation, that is called decomposition reactions. In the types of chemical reactions, this is the second type, that is called chemical decomposition reaction, but we are using the word decomposition reaction. Let us mean the sentence. A decomposition reaction is the one in which a single reactant decomposes to give two or more products. So what is a chemical decomposition reaction? A chemical reaction in which a single substance, that is reactant, decomposes to give two or more new substances. That is products. Those reactions were called decomposition reactions. Let us take some examples in this one. What is a decomposition reaction? Prior to that, we need to get some names of the compounds. One of the compound that I am giving for you is having a name blue vitriol. What is the name? Blue vitriol. This is the name that we got in the grade 9th standard. Blue vitriol is called copper sulfate. It is so called as blue vitriol because it is having blue color. The salt of copper sulfate, it is appearing blue color. Chemically, when we speak, when we heat this blue colored salt, let us take a test tube and let us take few amount of copper sulfate, that is what blue in color, and you go on heating this one. This blue colored copper sulfate will change into colorless copper sulfate. We just give the name white color copper sulfate. Initially it is blue color, but after heating it is becoming white color or the colorless, because it is going to lose something from it. What is it going to lose? It is going to lose some water molecules that are present along with it. The copper sulfate, when it is appearing H2O. Means for a molecule of copper sulfate, there are some fixed number of water molecules. These fixed number of water molecules contain salts. They are called as the hydrated salts. What are they called as the hydrated salts? But after heating, these molecules of water will be evaporated, leaving behind only our copper sulfate. Molecules of water are removed from the salt. Only copper sulfate has been removed back in the test tube. This type of salt that is not having water molecules with it, it is called anhydrous copper sulfate. Anhydrous copper sulfate. So the name we are coming across anhydrous means it is free from the water molecules. And now there is a change in its color also. So we can conclude the salts that are showing some color is due to some fixed number of water molecules. Those salts we call as the hydrated salts. But when the water molecule is removed, we can call them as the anhydrous salts. This is not my example for the decomposition reactions. But the word we need to get hydrated and anhydrate or anhydrous salt. Let us take our actual example. We are taking the second example, example number 2, ferrous sulfate. What is our example we have chosen now? Ferrous sulfate salt. This ferrous sulfate salt generally appears green in color. What is the color of the ferrous sulfate we are saying? Green in color. So the green colored ferrous sulfate salt, once we take in any boiling tube, these boiling tubes are very hard, so they are used for the heating of any salt. Now we have taken some salt of ferrous sulfate, that is green color ferrous sulfate. The ferrous sulfate will not have only 5 molecules like copper sulfate. Each and every salt will have its own number of water molecules. For ferrous sulfate, there are 7 water molecules that are responsible for its green color. So it is an heptahydrated salt, whereas copper sulfate is only pentahydrated salt. Now when you start heating this test tube that is having the green colored ferrous sulfate, initially in the test tube what we observe is there will be change in color, means from the green color that appears to be white color. The reason of white color is the water molecules are being removed from this ferrous sulfate. Water molecules have been removed from this ferrous sulfate. So this is the main point we observe. What happens when green color ferrous sulfate is initially heated? It is changing its color from green color to white color because it is losing some water molecules. From this again, if you still go on heating, we observe the burning smell of sugar. At the mouth of the test tube, we observe burning smell of sugar. Means when the sugar burns, the smell that is given we are calling as the burning smell of sugar. That is due to the evolution of gases like sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. What are the gases that are involved here? Sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. In our formula, once we see we have only one sulfur in the reactant, but in the product I got two sulfurs. So we want to balance our equation. So let us take the equation as 2FeSO4. Equation reactant you take as the 2FeSO4. Out of two sulfurs, one sulfur is in SO2, another sulfur is in SO3. 4 2s are 8 oxygens we had. We had used up to now only 5 oxygens. We will not consider our water molecule in the reaction. Our reactant is only ferrous sulfate. So out of the 8 sulfur trioxides, 8 oxygens, we have used up 5 of the oxygens. Remaining will be Fe2O3. Fe2O3. It is called ferric oxide. What is it called? Ferric oxide. Please observe, when a single reactant, our definition, a chemical reaction in which a single substance, that is reactant, decomposes to give two or more new substances. Fe2O3 is a new substance, sulfur dioxide is a new substance, sulfur trioxide is also a new substance. To give two or more new substances, that is products. Those reactions are called decomposition reaction. So this reaction we can call it is an decomposition reaction, because a single reactant decomposed to give 3 products here. So what are the changes went on? Once again we are calling. When green colored ferrous sulfate is initially heated, first it will turn to white color because it is losing the water molecules attached to it. This is called anhydrous ferrous sulfate, which upon further heating in the boiling tube, it forms ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide gas and sulfur trioxide gas. The burning smell of sugar is due to the presence of the gases sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. This is the first example for our decomposition reactions. We are providing one external heating with the help of a burner here. Bunsen burner we call. That burner is used to give the fire that makes the heat which breaks down the particles in a boiling tube. So this kind of decomposition reactions that are taking place by heating thermally, they are called as the thermal decomposition reactions. They are called as the thermal decomposition reactions. Like the burner in your home, the gas burner, there will be a Bunsen burner in the lab. Those heat we call as the thermal decomposition reactions. Basically, decomposition reactions are of 3 types. The decomposition that takes place by giving a heat from the help of a burner, and the decomposition reaction that takes place by supplying electricity, and the decomposition reaction that takes place by heating in the presence of sunlight. So there are 3 kinds of decomposition reactions. Among this is the first we had seen. So thermal decomposition reactions are those that takes place by heating the reactants thermally or direct heating. Let's take 2 more examples. Let us take the second example. We are imagining the same process that we had taken one boiling tube. In this boiling tube, we had taken a 2 grams of lead nitrate salt. The lead, generally it will have the oxidation state of plus 2. Nitrate is the group of atom that have the minus 1. So the 2 and 1, once we crisscross, it is going to form PbNO3 twice. So this is how we give the formula for our salt, lead nitrate, from the valencies that we had done in the grade 9th standard. So once we start heating this lead nitrate with the help of a burner, that is called Bunsen burner. Here this salt is also going to break down to give some products. In these products we are going to find some brown fumes, brown color fumes. Whenever we come across brown color fumes, here they will be basically oxide of nitrogen, that is called nitrogen dioxide. This is called nitrogen dioxide. So the brown fumes are due to the evolution of nitrogen dioxide gas. Evolution of nitrogen dioxide gas. Now let us start balancing the reactants with the products. It is not only the product, many products are there. What are the remaining products? Remaining products are lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and also oxygen gas. When we heat our lead nitrate, we are getting the products like lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen gas. Let's start balancing here. In the case of nitrogens, we had here 2, but in the product we had only 1. Now, for this purpose, I am going to make the numeric 2 in front of lead nitrate. Let us take a direct balancing step. 2 leads are there on the reactants. So let us make on the product side 2 moles of lead oxide. Let us take here now the second element nitrogen. 2 nitrogens are there and 2 2s are 4. Here only 1 is there. So let us take 4 here. So up to now 2 leads and 4 nitrogens are balanced. Remaining 3 2s are 6 and 6 2s are 12 oxygens we need to have. Let us see, there are 2 oxygens here and 2 4s are 8, 8 plus 2 10, and the remaining 12 oxygens. So once we take 2 moles of lead nitrate, we are going to get a very balanced equation of lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen gas. So what observations we do here? In this activity, we are going to see brown color fumes. The brown color fumes are due to the nitrogen dioxide gas evolution. Let us take the example 3. Example 3. We can say calcium carbonate when heated. Calcium carbonate when heated. That will form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas. So calcium carbonate is decomposed into form calcium oxide and carbon dioxide gas. So this is another example for the decomposition reaction, thermal decomposition reaction. In all these cases, we had supplied heat to the reactants to convert into products. So the decomposition reactions are the examples for endothermic reactions.